Flying pixels and popping tires. My past had been full of borderline experiences. Dreams that came true the next day, coincidences that nobody could think of, etc. But what was happening in my life right now just outshined everything. I was at a point now where I realized that something completely crazy was happening to me and my life. I was suddenly aware that all of these events would seem completely insane to outsiders. If someone told you a story like this, chances were high they spent a night too close to the fire and suffered a brain meltdown. And to be honest, that's exactly how it felt to me. But I had really experienced all of this. I was there up close, and the really crazy things hadn't happened at all until now. One evening, I was sitting alone in my study, and I was in despair. How could I fall in love so unluckily? The situation was hopeless. I had just overdone my game with the status messages in Messenger. Knowing that Elaine drank absinthe, I had posted a drawing of an absinthe drinker with the green fairy in the absinthe glass. The green fairy looked just like Elaine. That's why I chose this picture. Shortly after checking my status, she disappeared from my friends list. The contact broke off. I downloaded an I Ching Oracle app from the App Store and asked, "Is this all really happening? And if yes, what shall I do about it?" For a long time, I didn't know what to do or how to deal with the situation. The answer, I forgot the exact I Ching hexagram, was, "Yes, that's right. Find people who share your experience. You will be helped there." I stared at my phone screen in amazement. At that moment, it seemed like a gust of wind would shake up all the pixels in my phone from bottom to top. I swear I was stone sober at the time. I swear this really happened. The app never worked again. I had learned what I should know. Now the time had come for me to start verifying my experiences on the internet. Amazingly, I immediately found reports from people who shared their experiences with astral sex on the net. That calmed me down a bit. So, I wasn't imagining all of this, and I've known for a long time that I was highly empathetic. But I wasn't aware that people like me were directly referred to as empaths. I only found out about this after another key experience. Once I decided to do my family a favor and attend a family celebration. Pull yourself together, I had said to myself, although I sensed a dislike inside. So I drove with Jenny, Finey and my mother to a children's birthday party at my brother's house in the neighboring town. I knew there would be many so-called intellectual people together with their offspring. People I didn't really appreciate. I thought they were professionally superficial. But I convinced myself it would be better to swallow my resentments so that the other members of my family could have a nice afternoon. Of course, this had to go wrong. While parking, I cut the right front tire of our car so much that I was afraid it might pop if we drove again with a full car. So I stayed away from the family gathering, drove our car home alone, and decided to use my father's car to pick up my family members in the afternoon. I was relieved not to have to attend the celebration and realized that it would have been much better if I had decided not to attend straight away. That would have been honest with me and the others. That day I was researching empathy and found reports of people who could relate to the feelings of others around them so deeply that it profoundly affected them in a negative way if they didn't learn to differentiate their feelings from those of others. Sometimes even their own feelings mixed with other people's and they became completely lost and uncomfortable in the presence of other persons. Just the same with my situation at the children's birthday party. That was exactly the reason why I wanted to avoid this situation, and my subconscious had reacted so strongly that day that I almost destroyed the car tire. That day, it even became quickly too much for my mother at that party. After an hour, her heart started racing, and I had to pick her up earlier than planned, together with Jenny and Finey in my father's car in Bochum. That's the name of the town next to mine. This situation taught me a lesson, and in the near future, some things should happen that would make me even think quite a bit more deeply in detail.